Hey guys, what's up? It's Big O Notation here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the next round of the Rising Phoenix Odyssey YouTuber event that I've been taking part in for the Dragon Ball Super card game. So for this round I am against a red hit deck, and I'm going to be playing the Gogeta Xeno deck that my friend over at Scrubgames was playing a few rounds ago. If you're interested in that round, be sure to check it out. It'll be on my channel. It's a very good game, and I'm against a very good friend of mine that I've known for a very long time. So before we get started, I just want to quickly shout out my opponent's channel. His channel is called The Dudes. Be sure to subscribe. He's got like deck profiles and I think some gameplay further along as well, so definitely check him out. And if any of you are interested in playing the list I'm playing in this game, be sure to check out Scrubgames' channel. Like I said before, he's a very good friend of mine, and this is the video right here. I'll have this link in the description, but it's just under DBS Set 12 Gogeta Xeno, and it's a very strong list. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a really good deck as well, and if you definitely make sure to subscribe to him. He's a really good player, probably the best person I know at this game, and you'll probably see me featured in a lot of the videos as well, like in his cube draft battles. In this particular video, in fact, I'm featured, and a couple of the other gameplays and stuff. So definitely be sure to subscribe to Scrubgames, and we'll get right into the gameplay. So the dice roll. We're rolling d20. This is one of my first times playing this Gogeta Xeno deck. I just want to point out I'd been testing it a lot for the day of this game and the day before, but I'd maybe played like 4 games beforehand, so not like a massive amount, but I'd played a little bit, so I kind of knew the basics of the deck but not the intricacies. And here I just want to point out, if I go back a little bit, I definitely shouldn't have mulliganed away this 6-drop Gogeta in the mulligan, because I was going second, and this card is particularly good going second. So that's a slight misplay on my part, and I think it does actually end up affecting the game a little bit. I just want to point that out, that card is really strong to keep in the opening, especially if you're going second, because you want to be uni infusing every turn to make the most of your leader's effective draw card. But the reason behind me not doing that was because I wanted to search for the unison, so that I could use the Kai effect if I got it in my warp to play down the unison for free, and then start adding a load of counters and getting the -3 down and stuff. So my opponent's playing a very interesting version of the Hit deck. He's playing not the standard red-green spam aggro deck, but the Janemba list from Set 12. He's playing like a Janemba package in there, which I found really interesting, and he's also running some red stuff in there, so he's going to be playing red-blue arrivals like the Cooler and the Herculean Majin Buu. And that's actually really tricky for this deck to deal with, because it means that he'll be stopping a lot of my aggression and a lot of my attacks whilst developing his own board, and all of that he'll be able to do without playing counters down. If he was using counters, he'd have to warp a bunch of cards from my Son Gokus and stuff like that, but because he's going to be arrivaling cards in, he's going to be developing his own board and being able to deal with mine simultaneously, which is really tough for this deck to deal with. So here I warp 5, and I don't really hit a huge amount. I believe I hit a few Son Gokus and a unison, which isn't bad, but I can't uni infuse out my Gogeta in hand because he doesn't have 2 energy yet. So this is my reasoning why I should have kept the Gogeta in the mulligan, because that particular one doesn't need my opponent to have 2 energy, so I could have played it here. So just to make use of the energy, I end up tapping 1 to play down the Vegeta. This is because it can possibly... Oh, I end up tapping 1 to play down the Son Goku instead. and then just passing turn. My reasoning behind this was because I want to give myself the option to self-awaken next turn. So if he doesn't put me down to 4 or 5 life, I can already just swing with this Son Goku and then use its effect to take a life and self-awaken. So here he's tapping 1 for the Psyche Demon, and he's got 1 red energy and 1 blue. So I don't really know what kind of cards he's going to be running in the red package, but he's got like a Son Goku Nimbus Master in there, in the energy. I'm thinking he's probably going to be running cards like Toppo as well, which will be really tricky for me to deal with. And unluckily for me, he manages to get another combo attack Janemba. Part of the reason I left him on 5 life in that last turn was so that he wouldn't be able to awaken, but because he had a second combo attack Janemba, he's able to awaken this turn, and that really puts me behind. He's able to apply a lot of aggression on this turn, which really makes it tricky for me throughout the rest of the game. So he's able to awaken, and that gives him his blue energy open again, which means he can potentially play another Psyche Demon, or maybe some of the Janemba chain and stuff like that. So here he swings with both of his combo attacks, and I just choose to take the life. This is because I want to be getting to 4 life so that I can awaken myself. And then he swings with his leader, and I believe he's got a target to revive from his leader. In fact, yep, he does. So he revives a 20k Janemba, and he's just going to take me down to 3 life. I decide to take all of the damage. It may have been a good play to combo out of one of the combo attack Janembas, because it would have left me at a higher life total, and I know that I need to survive the next turn, because turn 3 is when the Janemba deck really goes off. But I ended up taking the life regardless, which could have been a slight misplay on my part. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm relatively new to the deck, so I don't really know like all of the matchup tables and things like that. So here I opt to warp another 5, and I still haven't seen a Kai off of my warp effect yet, so I'm not able to bring out my Unison, which really sucks. So I'm thinking maybe I can try and hopefully draw into an Overrealm card, and then combo the Kais into the drop to Overrealm them, put them into the warp, and then bring out the Unison off of the Kai effect. So I end up Union fusing into the Gogeta by putting a Goku and Vegeta into the drop. Unluckily for me, with that Overrealm strategy, is I've got 2 of my Trunkses in the warp already. So I only have 2 copies left in the deck, and that's going to be the main Overrealm that I want to be drawing this turn. So it's going to make it a lot trickier for me to make that play, actually. So I just Union Fuse into Gogeta to draw 1 off of my leader, and luckily for me I end up top decking the Trunks anyway, so I'm actually able to apply a decent amount of aggression here, probably deal with his board or pressure his leader, and then also play out my Unison off of the Kai. So here I untap 1, draw 1 for leader, and I've drawn a copy of my Unison as well, which is great, because that means that if I can survive until next turn, my Unison will probably be at 3 markers, because I can use the Kai to play it with 1 marker, and then use its +1 to take it to 2, and then stick this other copy under to take it to 3. So I swing with my leader first, because I want to be getting the draw from the leader auto, and he taps 2 and plays down a Toppo, and so he warps 1 off of my Son Goku, and then discards 1 off of the Toppo. Now this is really bad for me, because I was looking to potentially kill him this turn, because I know that turn 3 is when the Janemba engine will really take over the game, and playing through a Toppo, whilst I have 13 cards, it doesn't seem like it's going to be very efficient for me. He'll probably just be able to survive all of my attacks from now on. So I decide to not play through the Toppo in the end, and to just try and survive until next turn. So here I'm just resolving the last bit of my leader auto in case I hit a Kai off of the Warp 5, which I end up hitting, which is perfect. So I can then use the Kai effect and play out the Paikuhan Unison from the Warp. Something I really have to watch out for is that this deck kind of struggles with defense, because it's first and foremost going to be an aggro deck, so it doesn't have massive amount of defensive options, and he already has 4 battle cards out and he's going to have 3 energy next turn, so it's going to be really tricky for me to survive the next turn. So here I'm just using the Kai to play down my Unison because I might as well, it's for free. Grab a counter. And here I'm just considering what to do. I have a few plays. I can leave my energy open for the Son Goku negate, and I can also tap 1 energy for the Gogeta effect to bring out a Son Goku and Vegeta, and then that will trigger my Gohan blocker in my hand, which will give me some more defensive capabilities. So here I stick the other copy of the Unison under just to gain another marker. And I can also opt to Union Fuse out the other Gogeta in my hand, which will warp one of his cards and act as a blocker. So I opt to do that, and I'll also get another draw because I awakened, so my leader's effect will activate again to give me the second draw. So I Union Fuse into the Gogeta, and I end up warping out his vanilla Janemba. Now unluckily for me, he had another copy in his hand which he discarded off of Topo, so it doesn't do a massive amount for me, but it's still the best warp option. And then I draw a card from leader because I activated a Union Fusion skill. And now here I can either save this 1 energy for a negate or use it to bring out a second blocker. I'm hovering over the Kai here because I'm thinking maybe I can do something with the Kai, but obviously I don't have the 3 energy that I require to activate the Activate Battle. So here I choose to use my Gogeta's effect to send it to the bottom of the deck to revive out a Son Goku and Vegeta, and then it will also trigger my Gohan in hand. It could have been better to just save the energy for the Son Goku negate, but in the end I figured that the blocker would probably serve a similar purpose to the negate in stopping 1 attack, and as far as I know, the deck probably doesn't have a huge amount of removal, so I can hopefully have the Gohan blocker survive for the turn. And this way I'm also developing some more 1-drops which will initially give me more combo power and also be able to pressure more for my next turn. So I used the Unison +1 just to give some 10Ks to the Son Gokus, and then I end up passing turn. Now what I didn't factor into consideration, which I always manage to forget when playing against a hit deck, is that the hit leader can kill battle cards with double strike, blocker, and I can't remember what the other keyword skill is. It might be triple strike or something, but he can kill any battle card with those skills on. So actually going down the blocker line was probably not the best play here, because I invested 2 energy into stopping 1 attack, when if I'd just left the 2 energy open and kept the Son Goku in hand, I could have invested 1 energy into the Son Goku to negate, and then had an energy open to maybe drop a 10k combo, or if I have another negate that I draw into off of a super combo, I can use the energy for that as well. So here he swings with his combo attacks, and I just combo out with a 5k each. Just comboing away the Kais initially because they do the most in the drop area, because I can warp them away next turn and play down more Unison-centric stuff. And I believe he used his leader effect to kill the Gogeta earlier, which I missed on the commentary, but I think it was on the first combo attack, Janemba swing. and he dropped a third copy of the Janemba skillless. So he had 3 copies of it, so I was never going to be able to just walk one and hope that that was it. And here he brings out the Nappa super combo, which I was very surprised to see. I would have thought he'd be just running a normal draw super combo, because he wants to be getting to 4 life as soon as possible. And this means that I am going to be taking a lot of pressure. He's going to be applying so much pressure to me this turn. And he's running a load of arrival stuff, which is even worse for me. So he arrivals in a Hercule and Boo, and then he's able to kill my Vegeta and draw a card. It triggers my Son Goku to gain 10k, but the 10k really doesn't matter because I'm either going to be dying this turn or killing him the next turn. And by the looks of things, I'm probably going to be dying this turn with the amount of pressure he's going to be putting on. He arrivals in another Hercule Boo, which is horrible for me, and gives the minus 10k to my Son Gohan. So this telegraphs to me that he might be arrivaling in a second card, like a cooler, potentially soon, so I want to be blocking with the Gohan as soon as possible, because otherwise I'm scared that it will just die. And I opt to take his attack because it is 35k with the combo power, and I don't think it's worth me comboing out of it. So he swings with a 20k, and I believe I end up blocking this one because it is the best block I'm probably going to be getting. 20k power is the most his battle cards have got currently on the board, so I decide to block that. And he's still got a load more attacks to come. He still has the 3-drop Janemba that he can play for free, so he's going to be doing a lot of plays here. So he brings down the 3-drop Janemba. Luckily my hand is quite big, so there is a potential for me to combo out of all of these attacks, but he has 1 energy open still, so he has a lot of arrival plays he can do and things like that. So I super combo out of this attack and toss away my negate because I have tapped out, so it's pretty useless, and it has 0 combo power, so it doesn't do anything. And here I end up drawing into another negate and a Paikuhan unison, which is completely like some of the worst draws I could have got in that situation. It adds 0 combo power to my hand, and it's completely useless for me. So I'm just going to have to try and combo out with the rest of my hand, which is very quickly getting very small. Here he swings again with this Janemba, and he has a second super combo to combo into it, which is so horrible for me. Because it means that I'm gonna really struggle comboing out of his attacks. He managed to get like most of his engine pieces and cards that he needed, and I am just not drawing into anything here. I've only seen 1 super combo, and I'm just gonna have to combo out of these attacks with my 5Ks. So all of a sudden I'm on 6 cards in hand, with only 3 of them adding any combo power. And he's still got potentially 3 attacks left, with even more coming out of his hand here. He's got a 3rd combo attack Janemba to add in, so he plays that down for free by returning the 3-drop to hand, and then he takes 2 life because of the effect. His reasoning for doing this is obviously because he's either going to be killing me this turn or I'm going to kill him next turn, so he just wants the cards in hand to add to any kind of combo power or plays that he can make. So here he swings with Hercule and Majin Buu, and I decide to just combo out. And he swings again with his other Hercule Buu, and I believe I'm able to just combo out of this similar to the last attack, unless he's comboing further in. So he does end up comboing in, and I opt to take it. I believe it could have been better to possibly try and combo out of that attack and then take a later one, but I'm not entirely sure. I think at that point I was just looking to draw into a super combo, which obviously I didn't end up getting. And then he's tapping 1 to play down the Kai Secret Rare, which almost guarantees lethal for his end, because he is able, the Kai Secret Rare is obviously 40k power, and I just have no way of out-comboing that. So I end up conceding the game because he's just got so much pressure on me, and I'm not able to out-combo the 40k swing that's going to come in from this Kai secret rare. So unluckily for me, I managed to lose the first game against the dudes. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel, definitely subscribe, and also if you want to play the Gogeta Xeno deck again, check out Scrubgames' video. I'll be uploading the next game of this best of 3 match in a few days probably, so definitely be sure to check that out. This has been Big O Notification. I hope you enjoyed the game, stick around for the next one, and have a good day.